G'day folks. Well, it's no secret that last Blitzkrieg has rapidly become one of my favourite games of all times, but of course it's not without some criticism. The main criticism I have is the clutter that happens around headquarters. When I'm playing my physical copy with a map set out, this clutter can become confusing. You have basically a headquarters counter and then a series of support and fatigue and prepared defences and perhaps coordination and other counters that basically stretch out around that HQ. Particularly when HQs are placed close together, these can become confusing, they become messy, and it's the one thing that I'm not exactly loving with the series as a whole. These headquarters display cards were designed, I believe, by Paul Billings, and they've been placed on the MMP, the gamer's website, courtesy of Ray Woloshin. They can be used instead of basically the clutter that will take place on a map. So I can put, for example, my fatigue status on here. I can put the prepared defense marker on here. I can place support units on here. I've noticed that the Tabletop's Edge, in their videos on the Battalion Combat Series, use these cards and they display them along the bottom of their map edge. Alternatively, of course, you could place this on the map. And what I was thinking was putting these on the map somewhat close to the formation, but not in the way. And then you could easily, of course, pick these up, move them around as you like. All the counters stay on there. It keeps everything concentrated, avoids confusion because you've got the clear divisional or formation name and icon up there. And it's a way to reduce the clutter around the HQ. You've still got, of course, the headquarters display card, which you'll either need to put on the map or somewhere. So there's still those counters there, but it just kind of gets them away from, I guess, your main frontline units and away from other headquarters. The main source of confusion was when two headquarters come together and these counters are all close together. This clearly assigns these counters to specific formations. So I've taken that art designed by Paul. I've put them into all their sort of divisional formations. You can see them here. And I just sort of created my own little card backing from the box cover. You can see here from last Blitzkrieg. What I also did with these was create some generic ones for use with other titles in the series. So there's a Commonwealth card, a generic German card, and a generic American card. So yeah, there's a possibility, there's a generic SS card, possibility perhaps to use these with other titles in the series as well. So I do have all the formations from last Blitzkrieg, plus a heap of those generic cards, totaling about 108 cards across these two decks. Which, as I said, the solution here is that it reduces that potential confusion and clutter around the HQs and puts them on a clear sort of card, which, as I said, you can place on the edge of your map or on your table. For example, sort of how these work, check out the Tabletop's Edge, and they're great playthroughs of the series. These can be, as I said, the art can be produced at any sort of custom card manufacturer. I used artscow.com. It came to about, I think it's $10 per deck, 10 Australian dollars per deck. It was about $15 for postage. So that'll give you a sense of sort of cost, but of course you might be able to find something cheaper in your area. As I said, I printed 108 cards, so 2 decks, but you could probably get away with the core formations being printed in a single deck if you don't go for all these custom cards and all the sort of extra reinforcements and so forth that you'll need. So there you go, folks. They are custom Battalion Combat Series, specifically last Blitzkrieg headquarter display cards for the Battalion Combat Series. Check it out on the Gamers/MMP website if that's of interest. Thanks all.